Hello, everyone. Take a break from work. Today, I have a subject about liver, specifically the non alcoholic fatty liver disease. And that disease is actually affecting millions of people. So stay tuned because that subject is actually not only good for you as an adult, but it's also important for your children's health. As I mentioned, today's subject is about the non alcoholic fatty liver disease. And this disease is actually defined as an excessive accumulation of fat and triglycerides in the liver. So the subject is extremely important. But before we go into it, say hello to Canela. Canela, say hello. Okay. So this disease affects millions of people, about 25% of the population, the US population, and especially children and young adults. Yeah, unfortunately, it is happening to young adults. And I'll tell you in a few minutes why. A lot of people think that this disease is related to or is only for those people that drink a lot, alcoholic beverage. No, it's actually affecting millions of other people. And unfortunately, it's being diagnosed to young adults and children. So pay attention because this is important. As a parent, you have to pay attention to this. If you suffer from this disease, the first thing you have to do is eliminate fructose from your diet. Now, why fructose? Fructose is very similar to alcohol in many different views. So, fructose, as you know, is actually comes from fruits, but it also comes from many bottled juices, and those are the ones that you really have to be careful. So, the primary cause of liver disease is basically because of excessive consumption of alcohol. But yeah, that's the primary cause. But also, people that are overweight or obese, they have to be very careful because those people are actually overeating the wrong foods, and especially bottled juices and sodas and all those juices that are not good for you. Those are the ones that are actually causing this fatty liver disease, and you don't even know it because it's really hard to diagnose. So because it is really hard to diagnose, we need to figure out how. How do we know we have this disease? Well, the first thing I got to tell you is you have to talk to your doctor about what he can do to maybe give you some exams or blood tests or maybe look at you. But you need to consult your doctor, your primary care physician, and find out if you have the disease. But there are some things that you can do, okay? If you are overweight or obese, most likely you have this disease and you don't even know it. If you are feeling tired, fatigued, or you don't have enough energy, you may have this disease. Okay, there's many different reasons why you may have the disease and you don't even know it. Having high triglycerides is also a potential cause of this. And triglycerides are caused by eating the wrong carbohydrates, the refined carbohydrates that most people eat. I'll give you a list of those in a few minutes. Also, having insulin resistance, and that you can actually check different areas of your body. If you have dark spots in like your elbows or your knees or even around your knuckles and your fingers, they might be a reason for having insulin resistance, and that's how it shows. But also your doctor can tell you. The last one but not least, it could be an enlarged liver. But again, consult your doctor and figure out what he can do to tell you whether you have the disease or not. Now, what are the foods that may be causing this fatty liver disease? The number one and number two is actually sodas. Sodas and bottled juices. Guys, be careful with this, okay? A lot of people are drinking this left and right. When you go to dinner, you see people in the movie theaters, these children and young adults drinking this big cups of sodas and bottled juices. They are the number one cause of this. And that's why a lot of children are being diagnosed with this disease. So eliminate it or drastically reduce the consumption of these drinks. Okay. Number three is refined carbohydrates, like pastries, donuts, bagels, cakes, white bread, all of those, anything made of the white flour, the white menace they actually cause that, because what they do is when you eat it, the body automatically converts it into glucose, and that eventually translates into triglycerides. And triglycerides is basically, fatty liver disease. So you got to be careful with those. The other one is basically eating too much sugar. And sugar comes in many different forms. And sometimes even cookies have sugar, breads have sugar, everything has sugar, because sugar is an addictive substance that food companies add to every food and everything that you eat, basically. They call it food. I don't call it food. They call it processed, refined, toxic chemicals or something. So be careful with those. And the last one, but not least, is basically the eating too much gum and maybe even candies and stuff like that. So how do we prevent it, or how do we reduce this fatty liver disease? Well, number one, which is really good, drink water with lemon. Okay, the lemon helps to dilute those fats from the liver and actually your entire body. So it's really important that you drink that at least once a day, twice a day during the day. So that's one of them. The number two, it could be the apple cider vinegar. Just add a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar into a cup of water, dilute it, and drink that through the day, or drink the whole thing at once. That's fine. That would help you tremendously. So that's really, really good. The other one is eliminating sodas and bottled juices. Like I mentioned, they are loaded with sugars. They are high glycemic, which is not good. They have all kinds of chemicals. They're addictive. I mean, you name it, they're really the worst things you can have. The other thing is obviously eliminating alcoholic drinks. That's a no-brainer. That's the number one cause of this disease. So please eliminate it from your diet. And then you may want to drink like a tea that has detoxifying ingredients for the liver. They sell them. I think they call it liver detox tea or something like that. You may want to drink that for like 10 days, every single day, 1 or 2 cups, and that will help you eliminate it. And then the last two that I have is basically exercising at least 4 times a week. And you want to do that at least 30 to 45 minutes. You want to sweat. You want to sweat that fat out of your body. Okay, so it's very important. And the last one is basically eating a good amount of green salads or green fruits. Now, you want to eat the fruits that are low in glycemic index. If you want to know more about which foods and which fruits and vegetables have low glycemic index, you can buy my book. I have a whole list of this, like a whole page of low glycemic index, high glycemic index, and also the medium. So you can choose from which ones are good for you. And that will help you if you're diabetic, if you have hypertension, high blood pressure, even just a little bit of a high sugar, pre-diabetic, they will help you. So you want to eat those fruits and vegetables that are low in glycemic index. Okay, very, very important, guys. So please do what I just told you. But before you do that, talk to your doctor and make sure that whatever you do is he's looking at you, he's guiding you along the way. But I guarantee you that if you eliminate those foods and you do a few of these things that I just told you, you will drastically reduce this disease, because this disease eventually will translate something even worse. So please be careful. Okay, that's all I have for today. Please subscribe, like, share, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye now.